retaining wall. Okay, so description for the cantilever retaining wall we have covered in the previous classes. Okay, so one end is fixed and other end is fixed. Mechanism of the cantilever beam. So the same concept we are incorporating here. Okay, the wall is fixed to the base. Okay, the base act as a fixing position cantilever beam. Okay, but the only difference is the beam will be in the horizontal orientation. If you consider the slab, sorry, if you consider the wall, it is in the vertical orientation. How it is aligned. Okay, so that is the only thing you should concerned about. If you see the retaining wall detailing, completed the detailing manually. Okay, so manually we have completed the detailing. What we going to do, so we going to use the basic to draw the. Can you all able to see the screen? I have shared the screen of retaining wall details. So I have shared the screen. Can you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the same drawing we going to draw it in the AutoCAD software. Okay. So what are the observation you need to be know? And at the end of the design, what are the data you got? So you got the data of thickness. So you got the thickness of the wall, and you got the like wall base. Okay, so you got the breadth of the wall base, and this portion, so this portion is called shear key. So shear key is provided in the wall to hold the wall to get. Okay, so this is the purpose. So this is the purpose you provide shear key. Can you able to see the screen? No.
Yes, sir.
Key is like up to this, so up to this the wall portion gets over. So this is the monolithical joint which is provided between the wall and the base of the retaining wall. So this is the base of the retaining wall. The retaining wall. This portion covers the mon between the wall and the base. Okay, so the below portion is called shear key. So the shear key is provided to hold the wall together with the base. Okay, so the fixing action. Okay. So in order to fix the wall with the base, the shear. So this is called shear key. S key. S key in the sense the shear key is provided to fix the wall together with the base. Okay, so this is the elements which we got as a result of designing the retaining wall. So not only that, the reinforcement detailing, like as I told already, combination of the two things. So the first thing is concrete and the second thing is steel. Okay, so steel, so they are given the details of the steel also, like given the so main, this is called main reinforcement details, and this is called supplementary reinforcement, or it can be called as additional reinforcement, which like if you see as a plan, that is as a top view. So the main reinforcement will be provided in one direction. Okay, so it will be provided like this. The main reinforcement will be provided like this. So this can be main reinforcement. So the main reinforcement provided like this. Okay, so reinforcement at the same position, so in a equilibrium position. So the supplementary reinforcement is provided on the other direction. Okay, so this in this way the supplementary reinforcements are provided. This is the oriented direction in which the supplementary reinforcement is provided. Okay, but if you see if you cut it, this is called cut section. Cut section is nothing. is cut at one particular point. Okay, if you consider, if you see any object, if you consider any box, if there any box, to know what is there, what is in there inside the box, you have to cut the box if it is a solid element. Okay, so you can cut the box along any direction, or it may be cut along the y direction also. Okay, so that depends upon your view. So what is the view you want? Okay, so it may be cut along any direction, whether it may be the x direction or maybe the holistic, the whole shear wall is cut to have the, or to have the, to know the reinforcement detailing. Okay, so how you know the reinforcement detailing, so you retaining wall at particular position, so that you can able to see what is inside. Okay, so the main, if you cut along this way, like the main reinforcement line. Okay, the main reinforcement can be seen as a line, while the supplementary reinforcement can be seen as a dots. Okay, so this is why. So what is the thing you see if you wait and see the things? Okay, so this is the way you see. So detailing of the main reinforcement we got as a result of design, and supplementary reinforcement also, detailing also we got. So in addition to that, in addition to this, at the bottom, so at the bottom, what kind of reinforcement to be provided? So this is the detailing which is to be provided at the top, provided at the bottom. Okay, so what is the detailing provided here? Okay, so these are all the things we see. Okay, so if you see here, the similar way, at the top and the bottom, 12 mm spacing is provided on the both the direction. Okay, on the both the direction. Okay, if you see here, they have some, notations here, VR and HZ. So what do you mean by VR and HZ? In the sense, V, it is the reinforcement details, that is the reinforcement rods provided along the vertical direction. HZ is nothing but the reinforcement which is provided along the horizontal direction. Okay, so this is the orientation. So in addition to this, so they have the third kind of notification, which is RT RSS, which is the reinforcement provided. If you see 12 mm diabars at 180 mm spacing, which is provided on the both the directions, so that is the indication which they intend to make to you. Okay, so along like if you see here, what is the other thing you should know, like from this expression, so what they are given 6 mm spacing. What is the meaning is, you have to provide the 16 mm diabars at 200 mm spacing. So the center to center distance between the two rod has to be with the distance of 200 mm. Okay, so that is the meaning that they intend to make on this structural details. Okay, so that is intends to make the second expression. It is 8 mm diabars at 250 mm spacing. Okay, which is along the horizontal direction. So you're going to provide, so the rod which is provided there, no, so this particular rod, so the distance, the center to center distance between these two particular 250 mm. So the center to center distance between the two particular rod is 250 mm, and diameter of the particular rod is an 8 mm. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, so what are the things you should know while you read while you read the which way it is oriented. Okay, so at some particular position it has been cut. Okay, so after cutting that particular thing, so what do you observe? Okay, so what is the main reinforcement? What is the spacing, center to center spacing between the two main reinforcement? Okay, likewise you should see about the supplementary reinforcement also. Okay, able to observe the dimension of the elements. Okay, so there are different elements are there in this particular retaining wall. So starting from the wall and the base, three kinds of elements. Okay, so in this particular cantilever retaining wall, it has a wall, base and the shear key. So in addition to that, the base also can two kind. So the first toe slab and the second kind is back slab. Okay, so the portion which is on the front, so the front slab and the back portion can be called as a back slab. Okay, so the toe slab and back slab are the two kinds of slab which can be further subdivided. Okay, so this is the nature and this is the way read the structural drawing. Now we're going to see how to draw this AutoCAD. Okay, so that is the thing we're going to see. Okay, can you all able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what is the first thing you should do after opening the AutoCAD software? So I told you. What is the first thing you? So if you don't
You
want
need
this grid option, you can have the grid option. So after that, what you should do?
Units.
Right or not? Yes, answer me. So you have to set the limit, right?
yes, sir.
Yeah. So you type limits, so it will appear. Then you enter. Then you click on enter. Activated. So after that, you provide the limits. Okay. So you provide the limit for the one corner. Okay. 0, 0 is the starting portion of that of the drawing sheet. Okay. Corner limit. Okay. So after that, you have to specify the another corner limit. Okay. So for that, you can go for up to 10,000 or much more number also. Okay. Okay, so limit has been set. Okay, so after that units. Okay, so you have to set the unit starting from the inches, feet, centimeter, millimeter. We have more number of units. After that, you have to set the unit. Okay, UNI. If you type units and click enter, the unit option will be activated. This dialog box will be open. So after that, you can set on the precision. So after is in millimeter only, so you draw the drawings in millimeters itself. Okay, so after that you can go for the advanced options. Okay, so it is in millimeters only, so you select the millimeter, then directions. If you want, you can orient the directions also. So after that you click on OK. So then you just check whether it is correct or not. You with the line option one will be drawing the sketches. Okay, you just click on line. For to activate the line command, just type L and enter, so it will be activated. You specify the first point. In the angular orientation, you click on ortho mode, so that your line can be moved in the multiples of 90 degrees only. Okay, it can be start moved to the 90, then it can be moved to 180, then 2000, 270, then 360. Okay, it can be moved like this in the multiples of 90 degrees. Okay, so you have specified the that if you want to draw a line, for example 5 meter means in mm it will be 5000. Okay, so like click on 5000. be created. Okay, so after that, if you escape the option, so you escape, if you click on escape option, the enabled line command will be disabled. Okay, whether your line length is correct or not. Okay, click on for starting point of the line, and you click on the end of the line, so you can able to see. So it is okay. So if you want to zoom the drawing, you can scroll the cursor on the upwards so that it can be maximized. And the next, this is a shortcut for zoom, or else you can enter, you can zoom, enter, and all enter, so that your drawing will be appeared on your screen. Okay, so we are checked whether our drawing length is correct or not. Then we'll go for the drawing of the retaining wall, which you are done in the design. Okay, so starting from the base of the retaining wall, so the overall length is length of the retaining wall base is 3, so that's why you type length and L enter, so that it is activated. So if you click 3 meter means, if you converting mm is the length of the base. Okay, so that we have done, you click on escape. Okay, so after that, what is the thickness of the base? The thickness of the base is 450. So 450 is the base thickness. 450, if you click, it will be created. Okay, so after that, again you want to close this particular the length is 3000, so you can close the base. Okay, so you have drawn the base of the retaining wall initially. So you have to know the height of the retaining wall. So what is the height of the retaining wall they are given? Okay, so the overall the 3 meters into for the toe slab as well as the base slab. Okay, so starting from here, you can have 1.5 meters, 1200 meter for the toe slab. Okay, so up to this, it can be, no, you can have for up to 1 meter, it can be a toe slab. Okay. Slab of 1 meter up to toe slab. Okay, so what is the height of the slab? So the height is split into 3 meter and 4.75 meter, because the reinforcement detailing 3 meter is different, but and the reinforcement detailing for the bottommost 1.7 meter is different. Okay, so you have to draw the wall in two segments. The first segment is convert into the what you will get. Okay, if you convert the 1.75 meter into what you will get? Answer me. Yes, answer me. So you have to multiply by 1000. So 1.75 into 1000 is the way you convert meter into millimeter. So what is the answer?
1500.
Yes, answer me.
1500, sir.
Yeah. 1075 is the first segment height. Okay, 1750 is the first segment height. Okay, so after that, extended, what is the meaning is, up to this the reinforcement detailing is different. Up to this, from this point to the upper point, the reinforcement detailing is different. Why it is happening? Distribution only. If the load distribution is more, you need more percentage of steel. Okay, so at the top there will be more percentage of steel. Why they provide the more percentage of steel? Like to load. Okay, so at the bottom there may be reduced percentage of steel. Okay, so that is the thing. So the second segment of the wall length is 3000. Actually 3 meter. It is. So then it is over. So we are drawn. So after your thickness of the wall is 200 mm. Okay, so the thickness of the wall is 200 mm that we are drawn. Right. So after that, what you're going to do, like, so you stop from this position. Okay, you stop from this position. Then you start the draw shear key. Okay, so the shear key you have to turn. Then only you can orient. Okay, I'll say at the end. So you just observe. Okay, so click on line option. So that line option is enabled. So you draw the shear key. So the shear key height they are not mentioned, but the width of the shear key is 450. Okay, so the width of the shear key is 450. You can have height can be, we can the height also we can take it as 450. So 450 height, and the width is also 450. Again the height is 450. Okay, double enter. So trim option is enabled. Okay, so you can trim this portion. Okay, so it is trimmed. After this also trimmed. This also can be trimmed. So what you can do, like why I have done this, why I have drawn the shear key first, the wall thickness is not same throughout the length of the retaining wall. Okay, because the retaining wall thickness is 200 mm at the top and 450 mm at the bottom. So in order to achieve, first I have drawn the shear key. Okay, so now by using the line command, but we cannot orient angularly because the ortho option is on. Now you have to off the ortho option. So by this way, so these portions can be trimmed. Okay, so TR double enter. So you are trimmed this particular portion. So the outer structure of the so you are drawn the shear key, and you are drawn the toe slab, or you are drawn the back slab, and you are drawn the shear wall also. Okay, so this is the, now we're going to go for the inner detailing. Okay, so what is the inner detailing we're going to do, like structural detailing we're going to do. So for that you're going to no issues. So by offset command it can be made possible. So by offset command you can draw the detailing, so by for that you should know the clear cover. So clear cover is the distance between the outermost surface to the okay, so you can take the clear cover up to 30 mm. Okay, so 25 mm to 30 mm you can take. Okay, for the retaining wall you should see what is the clear cover take. Okay, so now I'm taking the 30 mm as the clear cover for this particular retaining wall. So offset, you have to offset the things. O enter will act option. So then you have to specify the offset distance. Okay, the offset distance is 25 mm. So sorry, 30 mm. So 30. So is specified. After that, and the source object again, the you can click on source object inside. Okay, so likewise. Likewise, you can create detailing. Okay, so after that you can extend this particular line. Because is throughout. It is not end at the particular point. You can extend like this. So how can you extend, you know? So you just click on the point. Okay, you just click on this line. So after on this last point, it will be converted into red color. Okay, so after that you just drag and you join again another point. Okay, so now cover the detailing. So after that, what you're going to do, you know, at the corners you have to specify the clear cover. No, so for that you have to draw a line of, or else you can off corner elements to 30 mm. Okay, so enter. So after that you just click on this. So specify the distance is 30. You just click on the source object and click like this. You can do. You can trim the unwanted portion. So for making the clear cover line, so that you can delete the line if you don't want. Likewise, you trim this portion also. Then you can delete the drawn reference line which you are drawn. Sorry, some interruption has happened. Can you all able to see the screen? Can you all able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you can delete the unwanted line, not unwanted line. So the reference line which you are drawn to provide the clear cover at the corners. Okay, so you are drawn the main reinforcement now. Okay, so after that what you should do, you should have the projection of the supplementary reinforcement. For that you have to draw the donut circles inside this particular reinforcement, you know. So I also told already about how to draw a donut. Okay, so if you type do and click enter, this option is enabled. After that you have to specify the inner dimension only inner diameter only. I don't want a hollow donut. I want a solid donut, so that's why I'm specifying the inner diameter as 0. After that the specify the outer diameter. So the outer diameter may be, so the dia of the bars it may varies, no, 16 to 8. So first of all 16, you know, 16 is the dia of the bar. Okay, I am giving as 16 and click on enter, so that your donor is created. So after that, once again, Yeah, donut option is created. Okay. Like this, you can place the donut like this. Then you can copy to other portions. Okay, how can you copy? So you just select right click and drag so that the donut will be selected. So after that CO, you type CO and click on enter so that the copy option is enabled. Then you can I'm just working on the drawings. You just observe me clearly. Okay. So how I am doing like that. Yeah, the first side is over, so that you can copy the same details to the next slide. Sorry, next slide, so that your works get easier. You can move the same way you have to do it on the other side also. So the detailing, the main reinforcement as well as the secondary supplementary reinforcement detailing for the rod is for the wall is completed. So the same process has to be repeated for the base of the retaining wall also. So first thing we are covered. So after that, so the base of the retaining wall also has to be done like this. Okay, so you can copy this thing. So we have covered the detailing in the aspect of main reinforcement as well as the supplementary reinforcement for the wall, for the base, as well as for the shear key. So we are covered. So after that, that hook indication is there, no? So at the corners there is a hook indication. If you observe the manual detailing, you could have come across that hook indication detailing. Okay, that can be provided in the AutoCAD by using the arc option. So how can you use the arc option? You type ARC, then click on enter. So that arc option is enabled. So you click on the specify the first point and the second point, and 1 second. So you specify the first point. So you have the second point. So if you provide the arc radius, so that the arc will be created. Okay. Similarly, you repeat the arc command here. So you specify the first point, then you specify the second point, then arc radius will create the arc. So likewise, you do the hook indications on all the corners of the reinforcement detailing. Okay, so the command will be you just type arc and click on enter, it will be enabled. So after that you specify the first point. Okay, so after that second point at anywhere, so then you specify the arc length. Likewise. Okay, can you all able to see, this arc? Can you all able to see this arc? Yeah. So that hook will be provided in all the reinforcements. Okay, so for that purpose only you are doing. So this arc is somewhat bigger size. Okay. So then you have to once again. So our drawing is completed actually. So our drawing is completed. Completed. After that, what you should going to do, So you're going to specify the elements indications, like what is this? So dimensions also you're going to specify. Okay. So before that, at the end, I'll do one thing. So I'll draw the surface, ground surface. This is the ground surface. Above this ground surface only, transportation moment going to happen. Okay, so this is the ground surface. So you have to indicate the ground surface, you know. So for that, so for that indication will be like this. Okay, so like, wait a second. So this is the symbol which you can use to indicate the ground level of any drawings. Okay, so which indicates the ground levels. Then you should know for for the next steps, you know, you should know three important tools in this software. Okay, so the first tool is mtext. Mtext in the sense, what are the things you want to write, you can write. Okay, so that is the tool of mtext. Okay, you just type m t fill mt is the short form of the mtext. You just type on mt and click enter. So then you have to create the one dialog box to write what are the text you want. Okay, so that has been created. So after that, you have to draw, you have to write what you want. Okay, so I'm going to write gl is nothing but ground level. Okay, so the ground level type is text is written. Okay, so due to the low scales, so it is not visible. So the size is very minimum, so you can increase the size also. How can you increase the size? You know, so you just click, you just select the particular text and typed as SC. SC in the sense scale. So you can have the scale. So you specify the base point and you increase the text height. Okay, so this is the way. So ground level text is appeared here. So by using the M text icon, it can be made possible. Okay, you can scale it also. Scale factor in the sense up to which multiples you need. Okay, so 5 times or 10 times. Like if the dimension is 1, if you provide the scale factor as 5, it can make 5 times bigger. So that is the meaning. Okay, so the ground level is this. So by using the M text option, it can be made possible. Okay. So this is the ground level of the retaining wall. So the next thing is you have to do the dimensioning, So for dimensioning, so you can click on this options. Okay, dimension. Okay. So then you have to specify the thickness of the wall first. Okay, so the thickness of the wall is 200 mm. So that they are given to 200 mm. What is the height of the wall? So the height of the wall is in total it is 4.75 meter. But if you see as a segment, it is like um, 3 meters on the top and 1.75 meters on the bottom. Okay, so that is the thing. Actually, the overall height is 4.75 meters. So that is the thing that I mentioned. But it is in the segments only. Okay, so how can you segment the thing? So this is the first segment, that is 1.750. The bottommost portion of the retaining wall is 1.750 meters. So from this point to the top, it is 3 meter. Okay, so you repeat the dimension. So from this point to this point, that is at the top, the distance is 3 meters. So that is 3000 mm. Okay, so this is the detailing. So after that, you have to detail the shear key dimension also. The shear key dimension is 450 mm. So that is the dimension of the shear key. So that is correct, 450 mm. Likewise, the height of the shear key is 450 mm. So the same thing. The height of the shear key is 450 mm. Then you have to check the dimension of the base slab also. That is also 450. So the base slab is 450. Then the width of the retaining wall base. Okay, so the width of the retaining wall base. The width of the retaining wall base is 3 meters. Okay, so that is 3000 mm. So after that, you have to go for the other detailing also. So that is the detailing of main reinforcement and the supplementary reinforcement provided. Okay, so that how will you do, you know? So M leader. So for that you have to use the one icon called M leader. So MLD. So if you click on MLD and you just click on enter, so that it that option is enabled. So you just click on the main reinforcement. So that you have you just specify this 16 mm. So 16 mm diabars at 200 mm spacing is the main reinforcement detailing. So similarly, you have to do the detailing for the supplementary reinforcement also. So repeat the MLD. So that is uh, M leader command. So this is the supplementary reinforcement, right? Okay, so that you can have this. So similarly, 8 mm diabars at 250 mm spacing. So the same text, 8 mm dia at 250 mm center to center spacing. So the second detailing is over. So after that, you have to do the detailing for the bottom portion because the top reinforcement is different and the bottom portion reinforcement is different. Okay, so nothing but you can just copy this two and you just correct the reinforcement detailing alone. So you can just copy, specify the base point. the way the bottom reinforcement specifies 16 mm dia bars at 160 mm spacing, but they are given as 200 mm spacing. You change this value alone. You double click on this 160 mm spacing. Okay, so that is the only difference. The main reinforcement spacing is changing. Again, the bottom reinforcement detailing also you have to change. So it is 180 mm. So similarly, the reinforcement detailing for this port. You can copy and use it in the all the things itself. Similarly, you have to detail the reinforcements in the base of the retaining wall also. The base of the retaining wall is tells you like they use a 16 mm dia bars, like 12 mm dia bars as the reinforcement for base of the retaining wall, and at the spacing is same 180 mm only. So similarly on the other direction, okay, so at the bottom direction also so bottom direction also the same reinforcement detailing only, that is 12 mm dia bar is provided at 180 mm center to center spacing. So this is the detailing which we have done. So you have to specify, what is the structural name for this. Okay, so design of cantilever retaining wall. So you just mention that also. M text. So design of cantilever retaining wall. So we have completed all those aspects. Okay, so we have completed the reinforcement detailing also. We have completed a drawing, and we have completed making this ground level portion, so that where you have to indicate where the transportation movement is going to happen, so that we have to indicate no. So for that purpose. So ground level we have mentioned, and we had mentioned what is the type of wall. So what we have to do, so this has to be in a visible condition, So for that you can scale all those things. Now it is somewhat visible, right? Now it is somewhat visible, right? So it is visible something, okay. So this is the overall view of the cantilever retaining walls, okay. So we have done all the things with respect to this, okay. So even though you can have the modifications in the dimensioning also, okay. So the dimension also not visible, no. So for that you have to, modify some dimension styles, okay. So one icon is there, no dimension style, you click on this. So you just modify, click on modify a line, okay. Line thickness is okay, but you can increase the space between the line and the text also. So symbols and arrow, so by this you can increase the thickness of the arrow. So text also can be increased. Now you click on OK and set current, close. Now it is possible, no? It is visible, right? Visible or
Sir.
not? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now the dimensions are visible, right? Okay. So even more also, this text height can be increased. Okay. So wait a second. I will modify that also. That annotation is there, no? You can go for 75. Else you can go for the 100 also. Now everything is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the way you can draw the cantilever wall design. Okay.